Morning guys, it's Becky Bamboo. Today is Monday, March 28th, 2011. Happy birthday to my older brother Dave. Mwah! Hope you have a wonderful birthday. This is my official week 39 post-op RNY gastric bypass update video. Actually today, March 28th, is my 9-month surgiversary. I had my weight loss surgery June 28th of 2010, and here I sit 9 months later. What a perfect gift I got on this 9-month surgiversary day. As you all remember, last week for my week 38, I lost no weight. I stayed the same at 264, which was okay with me. I've lost a shit ton of weight, and to have weeks where I lose 0, you know, it's a little bit frustrating, but at the same time, I have come to expect that, and you know, at 9 months post-op, magic weight loss is kind of going away, and you just really don't know what you're going to get anymore. This week, I made it my mission to work very hard and be very aware of what I was doing with my body, putting in my body, burning out of my body. I worked out 8 times this last week. I burned thousands of calories. I really don't know. I'd have to go back and look and try to tally it all up. It's thousands of calories that I burned last week. I'm really glad I got off my ass on Friday and went and worked out. Not that that sealed the deal for what this week ended up being, but it sure didn't hurt. I actually checked my weight on Friday before I left home, because I knew every time I see my dad, he wants to know what the new numbers are, and I appreciate that about him, because after all, this was his investment in me. Friday I was actually 259 pounds, which was 5 pounds lost. I thought for sure that's where I was going to stay. I was very happy with 259. You know, I had come on off a 0 pound loss. That was fantastic. That's not what I ended up at, though. I got home last night and went to bed. Just got up a little while ago. Went to the bathroom, crawled on the scale. I am now 254 pounds. I lost a total of 10 pounds this week. 10 pounds, which brings my grand total to 170 pounds lost. My sister-in-law, one of my sisters-in-law, is like 168, 167. I've lost her in my weight. That's insane to me. To like, when you vision that. Actually, my younger brother is 170 pounds. I've lost my younger brother in weight. It's intense. So 10 pounds lost this week. Oh my God, are you kidding? Like, really? I had some really feel-good things happen over the weekend. I want to share with you guys a lot of, like, you know, non-scale victory kind of deals. Walked into my mom and dad's house Friday night, and my mom goes, "Holy crap, you're skinny." And she just saw me a couple weeks ago, and I kind of just, you know, I just shrug it off. I don't associate myself with that word yet, skinny. For whatever reason, I'm starting to hear that a lot more from people, and I'm like, that's not right. I'm still, you know, over 250. That's not right. And I think the thing is, for people that I keep forgetting about friends and family and everything else, is that it's been a long time since they've seen me this small. The last time I was anywhere near this small was I was in junior high school. I mean, that's crazy. I've been out of high school for going on 15 years. So that's been a long time ago. Actually, my very best friend didn't meet me till I was in high school. So I am now smaller than she's ever known me, ever. And she just, it's very interesting. So I think it's creating a kind of a weird dynamic right now for me and everybody else, because everybody's like, "Oh my God, you're wasting away. You're so small." And for me, I keep thinking about the numbers and thinking about, I still am not at my goal, and I can't possibly be skinny yet. And so it's kind of creating an interesting thing happening. My older brother, we pick on each other a lot. We always have. And so he was kind of messing with me at mom's house, kind of, you know, punching at me and just being, you know, brother, sister stuff. And I said, hey, I can still beat you up. I'm still bigger than you. He goes, there's no way you're bigger than me. I'm like, yeah, I'm still bigger than you. And he's like, okay, well, what are you weighing right now? Of course, I thought I was 259. So I said 259. He's like, well, I'm 250. I'm like, yeah. He's like, but I'm 6'2" and you're 5'9". And I'm like, yeah. He's like, so that means you're just as small, if not smaller than me based on our height. And I was like, oh, that's interesting. And so we were kind of chatting. He's like, it's unreal to me to like see you now. He said, never did I think that you would take this opportunity and run with it the way you have, the way you've learned about your new life, the way that you have gone from couch potato to like a runner. You can run a 5K. I can't run a 5K. That's crazy. It makes me feel really good to know that people are seeing so much beyond just the physical weight loss, that people are seeing that I've changed so much in my mind and the way that I act, the way that I carry myself, the way that I think about myself, the way that I feel about myself. That's what feels so good to me. So it was a very interesting weekend. I went to my sister and my younger brother's, I call her my sister and my younger brother's house. Friday night, we kind of just hung out and did whatever. And she starts going in like closet to closet, and she comes out and she's got this massive pile of clothes that she brings me. I'm like, what is all this? She's like, this is stuff I've been hanging on to give to you because I knew you were going to get down this small where some of this stuff was going to fit, and rather than just take it to Goodwill, I've just held on to it. My sister-in-law started, she has lost a good amount of weight. She started as a size 22, and she is now in a 10-12. So she's lost a lot of weight. So kind of at the beginning, when she was losing her weight was before I had my weight loss surgery. So like her 22s and her 20s and like her bigger size stuff, she had just kind of gotten rid of. But then when she got to the 18 stuff is kind of when I was starting my weight loss surgery stuff. And so she's just started holding on to like everything from then down. And so she gave me this whole pile of clothes. Most everything was an 18. And there was a pair of jeans. Her favorite pair of jeans. I used to like fawn over these jeans. I was with her when she bought them. They're like the cutest jeans I'd ever seen. And I was so upset because, of course, they were an 18 and I was like a 32 at that time. And I was like, gosh, I wish I could wear jeans like that. And these jeans have been in my head forever. Like, I wanted a pair of jeans like these forever. So she's like, I held on to these to give to you. And I'm like, oh, they're an 18. I kind of don't think they're going to fit. They fit. And I wore them all weekend. And she's like, I'm so excited seeing you wear my jeans. It's so crazy that, like, I know what size they are. I know what size you were when I got them. And, like, you can wear them now. It's insane. So really good non-scale victories happening for me. And one of the things that she gave me was actually an old leather coat that she had. Just a cute leather blazer, black leather blazer. I love, like, black leather. Who doesn't? Come on. And she said it's a 1X. It was like a Liz & Company, so it's a really like nice, expensive jacket. And she's like, you know, I've held on to this. I offered it to my mom, and she didn't want it because she has a leather coat. She's like, so I want you to have it and wear it while you can. And I said, okay. I said, so I tried it on, and it fits perfect. And she's like, yeah. She's like, I thought that this was going to be a cute jacket on you when you got small enough. And so I was wearing it over the weekend, and I texted her and told her, I'm wearing your jeans and I'm wearing your jacket. And I said, all I need is some cute heeled boots like black leather boots to wear with this. Well, here she comes. They live like 12 houses up from my parents. So here she comes with some black leather boots for me to wear. And so I was, the Saturday that we went out for our birthday celebration at Red Lobster, I looked so cute. I had on these new jeans, and I had on these cute black heeled boots and my leather jacket. And my husband was like, oh my God, like, you look so hot. I'm so excited. Like, you in a leather jacket? This is right. So he kind of had his hands on me all weekend, which was kind of fun. So yeah, a lot of, you know, really good things happening for me right now. I called my mom, excuse me, this morning when I got off the scale. she's always the first one I want to call and tell about my weight loss, because when I have big losses like this, it's shocking, and I got to talk about it to somebody. And she's like the only person I know that's home, basically, because she's retired. So I called her, and she's like, oh, she couldn't believe it. And she's like, see, you're going to have to start getting, you need to start identifying with that word skinny. She said, because a lot of people called you skinny this weekend, and you kind of just shrugged it off, and you didn't really thank them. And she said, you need to start working on that, because she said, you are skinny, and you're skinnier than most of us have seen you. Some of the family hasn't been around. Like my older brother, his wife has only been around, I don't know, I can't even remember how many years now. 14? I don't know how many years it's been. But she hasn't seen me this small either. So she was calling me skinny, and so my mom said, you don't want to offend people when they say that by not thanking them. So you need to start working on that. And it's a hard thing. That's hard. It's hard when you don't see yourself as that, and it's hard to start to try to morph yourself into a different mindset, because a lot of days I still see myself as 400-pound me. I look at my body, and I see the skin and the rolls and the fat that's left, and the shape of my body underneath it all kind of looks similar, and it takes kind of some getting used to, I think. And so I guess that's kind of my next thing to work on, is trying to remember that when people compliment you, even if they call you skinny and you don't see it, you have to say thank you, So it's been a very interesting weekend. I also had a very unpleasant thing happen yesterday that I wanted to share and kind of talk about, because it was a good reminder for me that I do indeed have weight loss surgery, and that I am indeed different than everybody else, or than a lot of other people. We went to dinner last night. We stayed in my hometown until after dinner before we came home. So everybody wanted to go to TGI Fridays, and I said, oh, that sounds really good. I was super, super hungry. We had done a big breakfast together as a family in the morning, at like 10 o'clock in the morning, and then we hadn't eaten again, and it was like 6 o'clock at night. So I was getting very hungry. That's the thing. Initially, when you have gastric bypass, like the first 6 months, I could easily say I was never hungry. I could have cared less if I ate. But then, like months 7 and 8, now 9, it's like the hunger really starts to come back, and you really have to kind of start coming up with new ways to deal with things. Like I get hungry in between meal times now, so I have to try to use distraction a lot. Like if I get really hungry between like lunch and dinner, I'll give myself a task to do. Like I'll go fold laundry, or I'll go empty the dishwasher, or go for a walk, or do whatever kind of task that's going to take 10, 15 minutes. When I'm done with that, if I'm still thinking about how hungry I am, then I allow myself to have one snack. But I always make a deal with myself that it can't be like chips or some crap. It has to be a healthy choice. A piece of fruit, a piece of cheese, something along those lines. And that's really helping me get through some of this right now with getting more hunger and stuff. So anyway, maybe that's a tip for some of you all, that try to use distraction and do something else. And if you're still thinking about food after you're done with that, then maybe make a deal. You can have one healthy snack, and then you cut off till dinner. And that's exactly what I do. If it's between lunch and dinner, then I'm just, okay, this is what you get. Make it a healthy choice, and then that's what you're having until dinner time. So anyway, I hadn't needed anything to eat on Sunday. But by the time we got to dinner, I was super hungry, and we ordered our food, and I ordered a pasta dish that had chicken on top, because basically I look for something that's got a good protein on it, and then whatever comes with it is kind of just on the side. If it's a pasta dish that comes with chicken, then I mainly am interested in the chicken anyway. If it is chicken and broccoli, or a vegetable, or just whatever. So perusing the menu, I try not to do fried stuff. I try to stay away from fried, because, well, I mean, let's face it, fried food is really not good for you. So I just, the thing that I look for on a menu is protein. What is protein? What kind of protein do they have? If I get like a hamburger or a turkey burger, I don't eat the bun. I just eat the sandwich and the condiments, usually usually just lettuce, really, because I like the crunch. That's it more than anything. But so, like those things. I usually look for like a piece of grilled chicken or whatever. But on TGI Fridays menu, to get chicken, it's like Jack Daniel's chicken, which is 2 big chicken breasts, or it's like the chicken and cheese, which is 2 big chicken breasts. I try not to order those huge meals because, for one, I find them overwhelming in front of me. I don't want to have a huge plate of food in front of me. It makes me so, disgusted, really, because I know I'm going to eat, maybe a cup at the most of that. So, anyway, I ordered a pasta dish that had chicken on it, and I was so hungry. I just started eating. We were having conversation, having a good time, and I got stuck. That's the first time, first of all, the first time I've gotten stuck in many, many months. I don't even know the last time I got stuck. And that's the first time that anybody in my family, aside from my husband, has seen me be stuck or seen me have some kind of reaction to eating. It was hard for them. It was hard for my dad, and it was really hard for my older brother. They just were, I think, really astonished at what was going on. I just immediately stopped eating, and what happens when I get stuck is I feel like someone's taking a dagger and stabbing it right in the bottom of my breastbone and my sternum, and every 5 seconds they twist the knife. So it's like a really sharp pain, and then it kind of eases out, and then it's a really sharp pain, and it kind of eases out, and then it's a really sharp pain, and that's just how it feels. I feel it right, basically in between my breasts. Just that's where it hurts. And so I usually will grab that spot, or I'll put my hand on that spot and put pressure on it. I don't know why I do that. It doesn't really help it. I think it's just a natural thing. I want to be able to reach inside there and make it stop. But and then I get the little slimy foam. I don't know. Everybody calls it something different. Up the back of my throat into my mouth, and it's like a never-ending flow of slime that starts coming, and you have to keep swallowing it, but every time you swallow it hurts more. And I'm not going to sit there and drool into a paper towel with my slime or something in a restaurant. So I have at home before, we'll get a paper towel and just keep spitting out the slime so I don't have to swallow it because it hurts. But the only thing I want to do when I get stuck, I want to drink, and that makes it a billion times worse. So I just sat there, and I had my hand on my chest and was kind of trying to breathe, and my mom's like, "You are not right." I'm like, "No." I said, "I got stuck." And my brother's like, "Got stuck? What does that mean?" So I was trying to explain it while I'm in pain, trying to explain what happens, and he's like, "Oh, that just doesn't sound like it feels very good." No. So I was trying to be, not talk about it a lot, because I didn't want, everybody else is eating dinner, and I was really trying to not ruin dinner for anybody. And so I just kind of sat there quietly, and, my husband has seen it enough that he just keeps eating because he knows there's nothing he can do about it. And my mom's all concerned. Do you need to go to the restroom or get up or walk, or do you need a drink? I love my mom. She's just so concerned about it. And my dad's like, this is real. This is really things that you go through. I'm like, yeah, it really is. I said, this is a real reminder why I have to I am different than you. I have to not eat too fast. I have to chew. And that was what it was. I had a piece of chicken. The chicken was dry, and I didn't chew it up. And it got stuck. And I said, you guys take for granted being able to just, because I can't do that. I said, I have to really, when we're sitting here in a big group having a lot of conversation, I still have to focus on what's in front of me and what the task is. And I have to put this bite in my mouth and put my fork down and make sure that I chew it till it's toothpaste. I said, you can't comprehend what it's like to do that until you try. I said, take a bite of your chicken, put your fork down, chew it till it's toothpaste in your mouth, then swallow it. Realize how long that actually takes. I think it was kind of an awakening for some of them. And I know that most of my family had the same impression of weight loss surgery that most of the country does, and that you have this surgery and you go on about your life and nothing changes, and all of a sudden you lose all this weight and blah, blah, blah. And that's so not how it is. It's a new lifestyle. You have new rules that you have to follow, and if you don't, you pay for it. And, you know, in a lot of ways, I like when I get stuck. I like when I get dumping. I know that sounds a little bit kind of weird, but it helps remind me that, hey, your insides are not lined up like everybody else's anymore. You got to really stay focused on this, because it's really easy when you're eating to go back to old habits, and especially when you really feel hungry and it smells really good and it looks really good and you want to just scarf like you used to. It's so easy to fall back into that old pattern of what your life was before. And boy, did I pay for it last night. So luckily, the stuck episode was not a lengthy one. I've had some that's lasted over an hour of just being in pain. This one lasted about 15 minutes and it eased out, but it always leaves me feeling very like kind of sick and very tired, like exhausted. Like, yeah, it's like a hard work to be stuck because it hurts, and it's just not fun. So anyway, that was kind of an interesting thing to have happen with everybody, and that nobody had seen that before. And I think they all had a renewed appreciation for what I've gone through with this and what my life is now, because it's not the same. I mean, it's easy to take it for granted because I can still go out with everybody and I can still eat pretty much the same things, and if I so choose, I can eat the fried stuff. It doesn't make me, you know, sick or anything, but I just choose to make healthier choices now. And I think it's just really interesting to see the dynamic in the family now, and for just to see that awareness in them. And I don't think any of them really knew when I have said in the past, oh yeah, I got stuck the other day. They didn't really realize what that was until they saw me sitting at a dinner table in clear discomfort, but trying to just go on like nothing's happening. Because, I mean, essentially, that's what you have to do if you're in certain situations. Like, if I was at work in an environment like that, I'd have to just continue on to work despite the fact that I was dumping or stuck or whatever it is, no matter how uncomfortable. So you just have to learn to deal with it. And you have to realize that you're different than everybody else now. And you have this wonderful tool inside of you that's helped you do great things. But if you don't treat it right and you don't respect it, then it will punish you. And that's exactly how I felt. I was hungry. I wasn't paying attention. I was talking. Before you know it, all of a sudden it's over with. And you're like, oh dear God, make it stop. So anyway, that was it's just been a very packed weekend with all kinds of stuff going on. But I guess the bottom line is that I lost a lot of weight this week, and I'm really excited about that. I'm 4 pounds from 250. That's crazy to me. 250 was like a dream. If you look back at some of my beginning videos, I said I'd be happy to be 250 at the end of all of this. I'm 9 months out and I'm almost to 250, which, by the way, means I am 59 pounds away from my goal right now. It wasn't very long ago that I was 79 pounds away from my goal. So it gets more in reach every day, every single day. My final weight loss goal was set a long time ago at 195 pounds. I wanted to be under 200 and enough under 200 that I could fluctuate and not go over it. But actually, in reality, I think when I hit 195, I don't think that that's going to be the end of it for me. I think when I hit 195, I'm going to go, yeah, I got more in me than that. And I'm going to keep going, pushing for the 170s. But I don't know exactly if that's going to be what happens. I think for me, part of it's going to be, when do I hit that goal? You know, at 254, it's still, 59 pounds is nothing to think is no big deal, because 59 pounds is a lot more weight to lose. It's almost 60 pounds. That's a lot. That's a lot more. So I don't want to take it for granted and say, oh, it's going to be so easy to get there, because it's not. And I know that there will be weeks where I don't work out 8 times in a week and burn all those calories that I did last week. But anyway, that's where the success is for me. The success is portion control and exercise. And without that, it doesn't come. It doesn't happen. And what I can honestly say about my 10-pound loss this week is that I earned every single one of those pounds. Those didn't fall off of me. I earned those. I worked for those. I worked out hard. I sweated a lot. I ate right. I mean, that is my doing. And I'm proud of that. I mean, I'm really, really proud of that. I'm proud the farther out I get and the more weight that I've got under my belt and the more I start to realize like the magic weight loss is really not hanging out with me so much anymore. And all of this that's coming off now is because I am fighting for it every single day. It's not, oh, well, Monday I don't really feel like doing anything and I'm just going to be lazy. It's because I'm staying focused 7 days a week and I'm reminding myself 7 days a week that I want to get to my goal. And, you know, even though I'm still thinking in the back of my mind that 195 is probably not where I want to stop, that's still my goal. That was the goal I set at 400 pounds. You know, I was 424 pounds. That's the goal I made then. And it seemed so very unattainable to me that I could ever get that small. And now I'm believing in myself that I can and will get there. That, you know, it takes hard work, it takes dedication, but I got that. I can do this. And so when I reach 195, that will be goal day for me. It just will be. If I choose to go beyond that, then that's a whole new thing. But my weight loss surgery goal was 195, so that's where I'm headed. 5 more pounds and I'm under 250. I'm into the 240s. That's my goal for this week. I take this deal 1 week at a time. I don't want to, you know, I think you can really easily overwhelm yourself when you've got a huge amount of weight to lose. And I try not to do that. I try to break it down into small bits. I still maintain that I want to be down 200 pounds by the time I reach my 1-year anniversary, which is not until June. So I have 3 months from today to lose another 30 pounds. That's 10 pounds a month. I think that's totally doable. I'm really excited about it. I'm just really excited about the challenge that is. And 30 pounds is not a huge amount. Like, it's not an overwhelming number. You know what I mean? So try to maintain small goals for yourself. You know, this week my focus is 5 pounds. I want to get out of the 250s. Something that I didn't think would ever happen. You know, I thought maybe I'd get to 250 and I would be stopped there. So the fact that I'm only 4 pounds over that is crazy. And my older brother is 250 pounds. So to be under him will be a huge thing, especially since he's taller than me. It's just, it's been a good week. It's been a good week, a good weekend, and I want to have another one. And I'm going to aim for another one. And this starts me off on the right foot of a lot of motivation and whatnot. Oh, the other thing is I got my big box from Jennifer this weekend. It was waiting for me on my porch when I got home Sunday. So I'm really excited to get into that today, and hopefully I'm gonna get to share some of that with you guys. I'm gonna try to take some pictures, do some videos, put it all together, show you guys what kind of cool stuff she sent me. I know she sent me a lot of scrubs, which I'm so thankful for because I'm trying to get back into the floor nursing, and I've got like everything I have scrub-wise in my closet was 4X, or I had a couple of 3X things, but nothing 2X. And all my 3X stuff, of course, is huge on me. So she sent me scrubs, which is awesome. I'm so thankful for that. And I don't even know what all is in this box. So I'm really excited to get into it today. And anyway, so be looking for more of that from me later today. Maybe some more video, some pictures. I don't know exactly what I'm going to do with it yet. But I'm so excited she sent that to me. It was so nice. So anyway, that's what's going on. And I know this was a really long video. I hope it uploads. Anyway, have a great day, and I'll check in with you guys soon. Bye.